Hello everyone, the Package Reviewer here, and welcome to the second edition of my Q&A. I didn't want to end the year off with a rant video, so why not have another Q&A? I mean, it's been a while anyways, so let's get started. What channels did you watch while growing up? When I was a lot younger, I watched Nickelodeon, mainly the 90s and 2000s cartoons, and my parents even let me watch Fox at a young age, specifically The Simpsons. A couple of years later, I was an avid Cartoon Network watcher, especially during the Check It era of the early 2010s. Have you ever seen or watched Cloverfield? I never watched the movie, but I'll get to that one day. Favorite condiment? Not sure if this counts, but I would say marinara sauce. Opinion on grapes? Pretty based fruits. Who is Joe? The president? The Family Guy character in a wheelchair? Steve's little brother? Be more specific, man. How's college going? It's going fine for the most part, but I could have done better. What's your opinion on DeviantArt's new update? I'll be honest, I haven't really been catching up on DeviantArt's website as a whole recently, but I do know about the AI art shit they announced and noticed a few people were fear-mongering about it. Not to mention I noticed there have been more mature filtered content even if it's completely safe for work. Only time will tell if they fix the shiz. What will happen to this channel if you have no new people to rant on? Perhaps I'll take the Dumpsville route and review movies instead. I have been an avid film watcher as of recent, to be fair. I also have plans to review video games, but who knows when I'll ever do that. If there was one cartoon you would like rebooted, what would it be and why? This one is extremely impractical, but hear me out. Galactic Kids Next Door. I mean, it has so much potential even for this era of cartoons. I know it probably won't happen, but I can dream. Toontown or Club Penguin. I never was interested in either as a kid, but if I had to pick one, I guess Club Penguin. Did you always post commentary/rants, or did you do something before that? If you're referring to this channel, then yes I have, but if you're talking about my existence on YouTube in general, then I used to make YouTube poops and stuff back in my old channel. Waffles or pancakes? Waffles. What is your opinion on Thomas? I never really watched Thomas the Tank Engine, and it's not really a show I would watch on a daily basis. What made you make the Pleasant to the Human Mind playlist? It's based on other playlists similar from a few mutuals I have like Spacey McSpacers and Kensters. Basically, they're just videos that are so bad it's good or painfully funny. Why did you quit your old channel? I abandoned that channel when I had no motivation to make content for it and decided to rebrand. If you have a comfort character, who would it be? I guess it would have to be Stalking Anarchy, probably because I have a sweet tooth. Crazy timing too considering my most recent rant. What's the worst movie you've seen so far? This is a weird choice, but I would say Leprechaun Origins. Like, does this look like a leprechaun to you? I guess that's what happens when you let a wrestling company make a horror movie. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Super Mario movie? It's actually really great judging by the first two trailers. And I'm honestly glad they didn't make Peach the Damsel in Distress for the umpteenth time and instead made her a badass warrior. Looking forward to it. If you had to pick a fight against a character from a game or movie, who would it be? I would pick a fight with a Goomba. You can easily squish the little bastard. Are you purple? I don't know, are you colorblind? Who is your favorite old school YouTuber? I enjoyed watching a fair share of El Smosh when I was younger. What were some of your best highlights from this year, not just on YouTube? This is the year I acquired a couple new systems such as the PS5 and Steam Deck. Money well spent. Your favorite rhythm games? Rhythm Heaven, DDR, Beatmania, Taiko no Tatsujin, and Parappa the Rapper to name a few. Can you hit the gritty? Yes, I can totally hit the gritty. Do you happen to remember me from the previous Q&A you did years ago? I do, hello there. Have you heard of Top Gear and or the Grand Tour? I have seen clips of the former, but I never really heard of the latter. Since you mentioned Danganronpa in a rant special from last year, what are your thoughts on the franchise? I never played the games, but I did hear that it was somewhat inspired by the Saw movies. Since you mentioned Turning Red in your Tana Sweet 123 rant, what are your thoughts on the film? I haven't watched the movie nor do I plan on watching it since modern Pixar movies don't interest me as much. Well, except for Elemental. Have you ever seen Smiling Friends? If you noticed me using clips from the show, then yes I have, and a great show at that. Have you ever watched The Owl House? No, and what I've said in my first Q&A about The Owl House didn't really age well. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers? While I still enjoy Vinesauce from time to time, I also like Kim Justice, Silva Gunner, and Mr. Beat. What are your favorite shows at the moment? To name a few, there's Kids Next Door, Dan vs., Cat Scratch, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and Trailer Park Boys. Have you watched any MCU movies? I stopped caring for MCU movies after Phase 3, so I guess the first 3 phases are the best ones. Pokemon or Digimon? Pokemon. What is your favorite your emoji style? I'm not sure what you're referring to by that, but if you're referring to my favorite emoji, I like to use the eyes emoji sometimes. What is your least favorite Disney movie? Of all the ones I've watched, that would have to go to The Good Dinosaur. It's so forgettable, I literally can't remember a single scene from the movie. Have you ever watched Alphabet Lore? Yes, I have, and I never thought something deep could be created from the alphabet alone. Hey Box, can I have some cookie? You know what? Knock yourself out. Is L real? You mean that character from Death Note? I guess you could say that. Would you rather have lab-grown spam or cloned radishes? Cloned radishes. I mean, they all could taste the same, right? Do you believe in the possibility of Old Zealand actually existing? I mean, anything that starts with new implies that there could be something else called that before. Can we fix it?
Oh, actually no, we're gonna have to amputate.
What are your thoughts on the movie Son of the Mask? I never watched it, nor do I plan to, and I'll take everyone's word for it on why the movie sucks. Do you like ice hockey? Hockey isn't as popular in America as it is in Canada, but I do like the sport. What is the worst video game that you have ever played? This one is an obscure choice, but I would have to say Hard Hitter Tennis on the PS2. The controls are broken and is overall stupidly unfair. What is your favorite Looney Tunes short? The timeless classic Duck Amuck. Yes, I find it funnier than the Big Chungus one. Thoughts on the complete roster for Smash Ultimate? It could have been better, but what you gonna do? Coke or Pepsi products? Good old Coca-Cola. Do you have any plans if you ever quit YouTube? I know I won't be doing this shtick forever, because who knows what will happen to DeviantArt in the next few years. But perhaps I'll continue making YTPMVs on my other channel even if I abandon this one. Opinions on Chris Pratt's Mario, or maybe the Mario movie in general. I've already expressed my thoughts on the movie, but as for Chris Pratt's role, I thought he did a decent job at it. Personally, I prefer Brooklyn Mario over Italian Mario. Like, wouldn't it be annoying to hear a thick Italian accent for an hour and a half? Was there ever something you took for granted? I guess it would have to be forgetting to archive a few obscure videos I found hilarious. Now they're lost media forever. Thoughts on Pingu? It's one of those shows that even as an adult it gives off good vibes. It's a pretty based show. What is your top favorite movies? Considering I have been watching a shit ton of movies throughout the year, here are my top favorites. The Hangover, Horrible Bosses, Ted 1 and 2, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, 21 Jump Street, and The Internship. What was your favorite collaboration? I'd have to go with my collaboration with Kathy on my Rant on Jekyll Hyde channel. We had fun doing this together. What are your thoughts on Netflix's cartoons like The Cuphead Show, Castlevania, and Kid Cosmic, just to name a few? The only one I watched out of the ones you listed were The Cuphead Show, and it's a pretty solid video game based cartoon. Where do you think Nickelodeon went downhill? Honestly, Nickelodeon's rep has been a giant roller coaster throughout the years. They release a show, turns out to be good, then milks it. Rinse and repeat. Not to mention the horrible treatment of their child actors. What is your favorite video game system to play on at the moment? Not sure if this counts, but the Steam Deck. It can do pretty much anything. Well, for the most part. What's one of your favorite things to do as a ranter slash critiquer? Mainly just thinking of jokes to take a jab at whoever or whatever I tackle. Least favorite game genre? One genre I was never interested in were MMOs. I just have better things to do than to grind currency or whatever they do. How long does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? About 3 seconds if you just bite into it. What are your thoughts on Cartoon Shi? I never watched him all that much, but I am well aware of his videos regarding the Loud House and its fandom. Which is better, Nostalgia Critic or AVGN? I'm going to say AVGN, even if his stick is getting stale as of recent. Thoughts on the Toho project? I have listened to the Kick-Ass soundtrack, but sadly never played the mainline games. I'll most likely get into it one day. What's your stance on the logo community? I'm sorry, but I don't get the appeal of logos. I mean, it's fine if you want to be a graphic designer if it's just some minor interest of yours, but I'm not one to dwell into that rabbit hole. Did you secretly shoot Mr. Burns while disguised as Maggie? Perhaps? Per the holiday season, what's your favorite Christmas movie? I'm going with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. What is your favorite soft drink? Cheerwine. If you're in the South like me, you might know what I'm talking about. Any thoughts on Friday Night Funkin'? The game itself is pretty decent and a handful of mods are pleasant to listen to, but the community on the other hand is just one dumpster fire. But hey, I'm not one to be so judgmental on the fans. What do you think of troll give videos? I find them to be kinda cryptic in a way, especially when it's derived from an old meme. What is your most anticipated game of 2023? I'm mostly hyped for the new Legend of Zelda game Tears of the Kingdom. What console has your favorite library of games? It's a tough choice, but I would have to say the PlayStation 2. A lot of classics on there, even if it's home to most shovelware. What is your favorite video game soundtrack? Anything that's composed by Tim Follin, David Wise, Jake Kaufman, and Atsushiro Matuyama. What is your favorite So Bad It's Good media? The 1982 Bulgarian Treasure Planet movie. It even has Bryan Cranston in the English dub. Why are you in my walls? Why are you in my mind? Which community is the worst by far? Despite me having numerous friends who are independent from this one, I can't deny that the Friday Night Funkin' community is a dumpster fire. Not only does it have many grooming allegations, but some people create dogshit mods. Favorite anime dubs? Dubs I've enjoyed are Panty and Stocking, Pop Team Epic, Haganai Next, and the Kino Ghost Stories. Favorite fictional villains? A few I like are Corsair from Panty and Stocking, Father from Kids Next Door, King DDD from the Kirby series, and Dr. Neocortex from Crash Bandicoots. Least favorite anime character? I'm sorry, but I can't stand Nagatoro. Her character is just so annoying. Least favorite manga? I never read manga, but if I had to hate one, it would be the one based on Joko Furuta. Got a favorite action figure? The Useless Man from Obvious Plants. Which video game character do you hate the most? Judging by this character in the first game, I would have to go with Daxter from Jak and Daxter. What is the cheapest boss you faced in a video game? Mettaton Neo. Looks powerful, but dies in one hit. Did you hear that Miraki has closed down most of their reception wikis now? If so, thoughts on that? I haven't been paying attention to those since my video on the wikis, but honestly, good riddance. Maybe more people can form more opinions on their own. Do you like cookies? If so, what flavor? Who doesn't? And I like chocolate chip. Favorite video game of 2022? I haven't bought a lot of games releasing that year, but I would have to go with Kirby and the Forgotten Land. McDonald's or Burger King? Rock and roll McDonald's. What made you use video game music in your videos? I figured that since I listen to VGM and Kijin music, I might as well add it to my videos for others to enjoy. What are your thoughts on Call of Duty? I think the first few games are good, but they got stale when Activision decided to milk it. Who is the worst person that you ever seen in the history of ever? DeviantArt, YouTube, anywhere? I know he's been talked about to death, which is good, but I think that spot is reserved for Pelchin Entertainment. I just hope more bad shit happens to him. Do you play Smash Bros? If so, who do you main? Although I haven't played the game in a while, my mains were Ness, Lucas, King DDD, Mr. Game & Watch, Richter, and Villager. Have you heard of the show Jellystone? Yes, I have, and I like the general direction they're going at with the Hanna-Barbera characters. Have you played Cuphead before? Yes, I beat it several times and even once on Expert Mode. I also played the Delicious Last Course, it was great. Why do you not use the Community tab on your channel? I never really saw a point to using it. I might use it frequently once I get more involved in the stuff outside this channel, maybe a few announcements as well. Favorite cartoon character? Number 4 from Kids Next Door. If you were forced to choose between the two, who would you choose? Godzilla or King Kong? I would have to say Godzilla. Are you considering continuing to improve your own sprites to make them more higher quality over time? Depending on if I improve my own art one way or another, I might improve them from time to time. If you were to have a different hair color regardless of whether it's natural or not, what would it be? I would go for black since I do prefer darker hair. Have you ever watched Making Fiends? If so, then what are your thoughts on it? I have, and I think it's a pretty solid cartoon, even if the TV show is short-lived. Thoughts on AI art? I think AI art is great if you want to use it for fun, but posting it as your own just by simply entering in prompts is just lazy as hell. What's your favorite comic book? I haven't read comics in a while, but I would say the ones based on Cartoon Network shows. Do you have any favorite video game characters? The main ones I like are protagonists like Mario, Mega Man, Kirby, Plock, Sonic, and Kratos. But I also like antagonists such as King DDD, Dr. Neocortex, Iggy, and Sigma. What meme do you find overrated besides filling memes? Basically any meme that has to do with Rule 34 and hentai. Thoughts on Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss? Honestly, I don't care for either of them. The animation is great, but still. Since you are getting back into art, do you think of posting it on your inactive Newgrounds account? Maybe if I keep improving my art, I might consider using Newgrounds as a place for my art. What is your favorite video you work on? It used to be my Jarmasi rant, but now I enjoy making my Tanasuite rant. Are there any games that you have played recently that you really liked? Throughout the past year, the games I enjoyed were Pokemon Legends Arceus, Bloodborne, Super Mario RPG, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Gran Turismo, and The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Since I know you like pizza a lot, what toppings would you put on it, or would you just stick to cheese pizza? I'm not crazy about toppings, so I prefer cheese pizza. Favorite Ghost Politics moment? While there's a bunch I find hilarious, the one that gets me the most is when he flips out over Tenable and Warwick Davis.
Oh, fuck. God damn it, you fucking trolls! You fucking stupid motherfuckers! Jesus Christ, you're pissing me off right now! You fucking trolls are pissing me off!
Tacos? Tacos. Why do they call it oven when you oven the cold food and out-heat the food? Madness Combat? Madness Combat. What's your favorite Wii game? While I have played a ton of Wii games throughout my life, you can't go wrong with Super Mario Galaxy 2. Do you like day or night? I prefer the dark vibes of the night. What are your favorite dinosaurs and prehistoric animals? I do like the designs of the T-Rex, Stegosaurus, and Pterodactyl. Have you heard of the show called Hamster and Gretel? I have, but I don't think I'll ever get around to watching it. Have you seen Battle for Dream Island, The Power of Two, and Anime Insanity Invitational? I'll be honest, last time I ever cared about object shows were the first few episodes of Battle for BFDI, and I'm not really interested as I was 6 years ago. Opinion on the Muppets film from 1979 to 1984. I can't say much considering the only one I've seen from those years was Muppets Go to Manhattan, but it's a pretty solid movie. Opinion on the show Teen Titans Go. Holy shit, it's the best show ever, it's so deep, I love the connotations the writers don't even think about. Opinion on the movie North of the North. Such a cute movie, 10 out of 10, worthy of 73 Oscars. Do you know any old Mario fan/Flash games? I have played a few Mario Flash games as a kid, including Super Mario Crossover, Super Mario 63, and Mario Combat. Do you have a favorite month besides your birth month? I would say September, since it's a month where I'm generally reminiscent on, and is a prominent month for me in general. What was the hardest mainline Mario game you have ever played in your opinion? I guess it would have to be Super Mario Sunshine. Some shines are stupidly difficult, and collecting the blue coins are a chore. Which Pac-Man World version is better in your opinion, original or repack? I never played either of them, but I'll have to try the original first before I played the remastered one. Thoughts on ROM hacking? I have played a few ROM hacks, but they were either centered around Mario, Mega Man, or fan translations. Thoughts on bootlegs? There have been a few godly bootlegs I've experienced, mainly ones on the Sega Genesis like the infamous Felix the Cat game. Favorite old meme? Slender Man. That is really the only meme that gives me any sense of nostalgia. Have you watched an anime? If so, what's your favorites? While I still enjoy the ones I mentioned in my previous Q&A, I also like Panty and Stocking, How Can I Next, Joshiraku, and Dropkick on My Devil. Thoughts on Virgin and Chad memes? I did like them at first, but after each use it has pretty much lost its charm. What alternative site for DeviantArt is better for you? I would have to say Newgrounds since there is way less shitty art on there and the mods on there are at least competent. What are the most overhyped cartoons in your opinion? Shows that get way too much attention in my opinion are Steven Universe, Infinity Train, Owl House, and Gumball. Which do you think is the most prestigious, Nintendo or Capcom? I would go for Nintendo. While both have great games, Nintendo has a bit more charm to it. What's your favorite meme? I would say Slander videos since they do kind of have some sort of resemblance to the old Impact Font memes. I would call it a new era. Does Mario really love spaghetti? Probably not, considering it's pretty much canon only in the D cartoons in the CDI game. Have you seen the Sing franchise? I only watched the first movie and I thought it was one of Illumination's greatest movies. You like jazz? I actually find jazz soothing to listen to. Have you watched cartoon beatbox battles? Yes I have, and I got to say the animation is great and the beatboxing is kick-ass. Do you know Ridge Racer by any chance? I know that series, but I have yet to play a game from it. Would you be interested in doing a part 2 to any of your rants? Maybe for a few of my older targets, but who knows when I'll ever get to that. Thoughts on Undertale and Deltarune? They're pretty great RPGs with kick-ass soundtrack. Favorite fast food joints? I do like to eat Chick-fil-A, Dairy Queen, Wendy's, and McDonald's once in a while. Favorite DreamWorks films? Shrek, Madagascar, Over the Hedge, and Megamind. What was your favorite video that you made this year? I only made like 3 rant videos this year, but the one I liked the most was the Emoji Marbles one. What was your least favorite video you made this year? I'd have to go with the Kitso Nico rant. I don't consider it bad, but it could have been better. I mean, reading the top 10 list took way too long. What is one place you would want to travel to in the world? I want to travel to New York City one day. So many attractions to see over there. What is your favorite type of candy? I love anything that's gummy. You can't go wrong with that. Are we going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu? We are going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. That's right, we are going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. What's your favorite Friday Night Funkin' mod? I don't pay attention to the mods that much, but one that caught my eye was YTP Invasion, with my good friend Zerdy involved. Do you prefer popcorn or chips? Chips. If you have seen or watched the show called Looney Tunes before, then what is your favorite character? Everyone and their moms know what Looney Tunes is. As for my favorite character, I would have to say Bugs Bunny. Thoughts on AI/NFT? I mentioned my stance on AI previously, but as for NFTs, pretty much everyone and their moms know it's a scam. Most people bitch about it because my environment, despite worse factors to climate change. What's your opinion on the Yakuza game series? I only played a little bit of Yakuza Kiwami, but I do plan to play more of the games in the future. Amphibia or Owl House? Amphibia. Thoughts on Big City Greens? I only watched clips of it and from what I've seen, it looks passable. What's your least favorite music genre? Pretty much the type of rap where they have no emotion and can't even understand what they're saying. Xbox 360 or Xbox One? Xbox 360. What's your favorite season? I would say fall. I love the festive aesthetics of the season and the general vibes of it. Do you have other hobbies or interests? Other than collecting video games, I have been admiring cars and the designs of them, mostly being the Volkswagen Beetle, Mini Cooper, and Fiat. Are you excited for the new year 2023? I believe 2023 will be a pretty prominent year in my life, and I'm actually looking forward to it. It may look bleak to some people, but we can make the year a great one. Favorite characters? I have made this favorite character bingo card a while ago, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to share it. Least favorite movie genre? One type of movies I have no interest in watching are musicals. Opinions on Super Mario Bros. Pretty solid game series. What is the most obnoxiously hated animation in your opinion? I would have to go for Mr. Pickles. I can understand why some find the show unappealing, but most people seem to not understand the point of Mr. Pickles' character. Many assume he kills innocent people when all of his victims did something wrong. What are your favorite things to draw for art? Pretty much anything with a simplistic design and nothing too overly detailed. What are your thoughts on RPG games? They're pretty great. Ones I've played were the Mario & Luigi series, the Mother series, Dragon Quest, and Final Fantasy. Out of all the videos you made, which was the easiest? I would have to say my Skippy Shorts video, since I have known that channel for the longest time. How many people ask you why do you disappear? Trust me, even with months of no videos, people ask me where I've been. What is the most requested person people ask you to rant on? Pretty much anyone who has been bashed to death within the Loud House fanbase and obvious failed trolls. Which one was the hardest to do research on? My Zero Paladin rant. Gathering screenshots and comments for it was very tedious, probably the one that took me the longest to make. Not a question, but I just want to say thanks for helping me feel better after my grandpa's death. Means a lot. Hey, no problem, dude. You have my consultants, man. What's your personal opinion on virtual bands like Gorillaz? Pretty much the only one I like is Gorillaz. I haven't looked into any other ones. How does it feel to soon be included in a cartoon made by yours truly? Oh yeah, I'm going to have a cameo in a cartoon called Jerry Jackalope. I feel honored wanting to voice act for something, and I'm considering doing more in the future. What's your opinion on Ohio? Memes aside, it actually wouldn't be a bad place to visit. I mean, it has the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cincinnati Zoo, and Cleveland. Well, at least it's not Detroit. What gave you the idea for ranting on DeviantArt artists? Ever since the Loud House released, I had this habit of looking up Loud House art on DeviantArt and I get more bad than good from the results. So I thought it would be fun to talk about stuff like that. Ever heard of the now abandoned comedy channel Fried Chili Cheese Dogs? I have watched a few of their videos, mostly the SpongeBob videos, and they were pretty funny. Why did the chicken cross the road? So Colonel Sanders can build a KFC and cook that chicken. If you're into electronic music, what are your favorite artists and bands? I don't listen to it that much, but I'd say Aphex Twin, and I know this one isn't as relevant as it was 10 years ago, but Skrillex has a special place in my mind. Can you name one cartoon or Nicktoon that's better than The Loud House? I'll do you one better. I can name 3 shows better than The Loud House: Cat Scratch, My Life as a Teenage Robot, and Ren and Stimpy. If you're still into YouTube poops, what are your favorite YouTube poopers? I very rarely watch YouTube poops, but I'd say my favorite one is Rinse Cycle, criminally underrated. Least favorite bands and artists in any genre? Artists I cannot stand are Cardi B, Meghan Trainor, and my least favorite band being Trapped. What other fandoms and hatedoms that you don't like at all? For fandoms, SpongeBob, especially the ones who misinterpret Hillenburg's words. The Owl House, where they overhype the hell out of LGBT ships and not treat it normally. And the Miraculous Ladybug fandom when there was a suicide caused by some people in there. As for the hatedoms, the Warner Brothers Discovery hatedom. Refer to the beginning of my 34th rant to see why. And pretty much any hatedom where they hate shit just because it's popular as if they can't tune that shit out. What are the TV shows that were your childhood? Basically the Cartoon Network lineup of the late 2000s and early 2010s. That being Chowder, Flapjack, Adventure Time, Regular Show, Mad, Secret Mountain Fort Awesome, and Uncle Grandpa. Have you played Multiverses? I was interested to play it at one point, but sadly I never did. What are your thoughts on Senior Pello? I used to like his content, but I grew out of it since I don't find his screaming all that funny. I do like his Spooky Month series though. What is your favorite car game? I don't play them that much, but I do love the Gran Turismo series. What is your dream car? The Ford Mustang GT. What do you like better, Christmas or Halloween? I would have to say Christmas, since I do like the general joy vibes of it. And that is all for this Q&A. Sorry if I didn't get to your question, and don't pester me if I didn't answer it. Thanks for watching, this is The Packaged Reviewer, signing off.